you're unfaithful in a relationship, you're not only thinking of the damages, emotional damages that you did to your partner, your significant other, you also did damage to your daughter, to your son, to your family, and to the entire family unit. I'm Marcelo from the Love, Health, Prosperity podcast once again, and the topic of today's session is 4 reasons why people get divorced or get separated. Now, here's the thing. As a marriage and family coach, I've worked with a lot of couples who are looking to restore their relationship. For whatever reason, it's failed. And there is a lot of things that need to be fixed in that relationship. But hey, here's the thing. I don't fix things in a relationship. I simply help guide people towards a solution. That's what we do. Now, there's a lot of things that I do to help people find out what path to take, because every relationship is completely different. Now, when I talk about this, I talk about being able to use different strategies and methodologies to create this environment that's going to be able to work for you and your significant other. Now, this is what I call the MMA of the toolbox to be able to fix your relationship. Now, when I say MMA, yes, I'm talking about mixed martial arts. When somebody sees mixed martial arts, they're thinking that there's going to be 2 people fighting, but these 2 people are just going to go at it and that's it. That's not the way it works. What I'm talking about is that when you have somebody who knows the discipline of judo, and then the person who knows the discipline of Muay Thai and Taekwondo and perhaps Jiu-Jitsu, see, these are things that you're going to put together to make your relationship work. Let me explain that a little further, because a lot of people may think, hey, all right, so that's a handful. So the thing is, when we talk about education and being able to merge into helping somebody in their relationship, we have to find different strategies to make it work. So in relationships, for example, we can get or derive information from people that are experts that'll help you get to where you need to go. For example, we have Dr. John Gottman, who's written some really good books on how to make marriage work. If you guys have not heard of Dr. John Gottman, he's the one that predicted with 90% accuracy when he sees people that are actually heading towards a divorce. So the thing is, with being able to study this, it helps me work with others to fix their relationships as well. But I'm not only talking about the valuable information that Dr. John Gottman has to give us. Dr. Gary Chapman, he talks about the 5 love languages. Those are very useful. Esther Perel, she also has a list of a lot of good things that help couples out all the time. Dr. John Smith also wrote a book that really helps people communicate better in a relationship. So I'm talking about gathering all of these things and seeing what works good for a couple. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that cause people to separate in a relationship. The 4 factors are lack of communication or flawed communication styles. I've done a video on this before. It's hard sometimes with people because when it comes to communication, you have to be able to connect. And a lot of times that is very difficult, and it's easier said than done. The video that I did was on passive aggressiveness. There are so many people that don't know how to communicate, that instead of saying what's on their minds and really expressing what's bothering them about their significant other, they pretty much just shut down. They don't communicate it. They leave. They go into another room, or they just simply stonewall. All right, you don't exist. I'm mad. I don't want to talk to you. And then all of a sudden, there comes a point where you guys need to communicate. And instead of really reaching out and saying, you know what, let's go ahead and just squash this. Let's go ahead and put an end to this situation so that we can communicate a lot better. They don't do it. That's called passive aggressiveness. And that kills relationships. Another thing is escalation. When all of a sudden you're having a conversation with your partner and you guys don't agree on one thing, and then you start slowly to see that the voices begin to go up a little more. It's like, no, I don't agree with you because this, and that. Well, I think that you are this, and that. And it causes tension to rise. And all of a sudden, you just lost control of your emotions. And that's the worst thing to do because you're creating chaos in your own home. Why would you want to do that in your own home? Eventually, that turns into resentment. Eventually, that turns into looking at each other and being able to say, hey, you know what? I can't even be with this person in the same room. I don't even want to relate with this person anymore. Why am I still with this person? So the communication is flawed. Communication is important. Number 2, lack of commitment to the relationship. When I say lack of commitment, I'm saying you have to make a choice. It is your choice to connect with your significant other every single day. And sometimes that's hard to do. I understand that. But it is up to us to be able to reach out and have something called a bid for attention. That means start a conversation. And sometimes that's hard to do because your significant other may look at you and say like, that's silly. I don't really want to get into that. Or, hey, take a look at this new project that I have at work. Check it out. And instead of that person being receptive and being able to say, oh, well, talk to me a little bit more about it. How exciting is it for you? That person just completely shuts down, and anything that excites you or inspires you, instead of them being happy for you, they look at you and they say, man, I can't believe that I'm, with this person, and this person's just getting on my nerves. The worst thing that you can do in a relationship is be indifferent. Indifference is a relationship killer. That means you just have nothing to give in that relationship anymore, and you don't even care where it's going or if it ends or not. So you have to be able to connect. The third thing that destroys relationships is financial issues. Financial issues. We've had a segment on the podcast specifically for financial issues. When things are not going well economically, it creates a lot of tension and stress. And then you look at each other trying to see how you're going to get out of the financial hole, and you can't come up with solutions. So again, it is vital that one of the two comes up with some of the creative ways to get out of the hole and out of the rut. It is possible. You can do it. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and you can think of many ideas to be able to work together to be able to accomplish your financial goals. But here's the thing. Some people don't like to talk about this type of stuff because sometimes it could be a little embarrassing, or sometimes you feel that your partner is not going to back you up at 100%. You need to understand that when you're in a relationship, you're not 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You're at 100%, both of you, to make this work. Last but not least, number 4, infidelity. Infidelity destroys a relationship. Why does it destroy it? Because when you're unfaithful in a relationship, you're not only thinking of the damages, emotional damages that you did to your partner, your significant other. You also did damage to your daughter, to your son, to your family, and to the entire family unit. And that's hard to be able to fix. The reason for it is because also me as a person that's in a relationship with you, now I have to rethink about who you are and all the hurt that you caused me. And now I have to reevaluate how I'm going to take an approach to try to fix this situation. That's even if it's in the cards, because many people with an infidelity, sometimes they're going to look past you and be like, you know what, this relationship is over. So you have to be careful with those 4 things. Take into consideration. This is why people break up. Lack of communication, lack of commitment to the relationship, financial issues, and infidelities. I'm just covering some of the basic ones. There's so many of them out there, but we're not going to cover all of them. We just want to cover some so that you can get an idea on what you can do to actually start modifying some of the things in your relationship. Last but not least, take accountability for what happens in your relationship. Everything that happens in your relationship is because you caused it to be that way. And if you see that there's things that are going to create tension or make your relationship fall to pieces, then you better start working at fixing it. Because you know what? Every couple that I see wants to get help when it's too late. Don't do that. For this and more tips, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Love, Health, Prosperity, El Paso. Thanks for watching.